Hey there! Here are the 5 most common mistakes people make with chocolate-covered strawberries. Kicking things off with number 5. You can see what a gift box looks like without dividers. Look familiar? Without dividers, the appearance can look a little bit disorganized, and doesn't look entirely professional. Now, when you first see these boxes, with the dividers, what's your immediate thoughts? Does it make a difference to your first impressions? Do you think by adding something so simple, it might actually add value to your product? Well, if nothing else, it's certainly a step in the right direction, and the good news is they're really easy to make from cardboard or construction paper. To get your own free, printable divider template, just click on the link in the description under this video. A point to note here. Avoid pushing the strawberry down into the cupcake paper whilst inside the box, because doing so can scratch the surface of the chocolate. Instead, take the cupcake paper out first, put the strawberry in, and then gently place into the divider spaces. You can see, the end result speaks for itself. Coming in at number 4. Poor drizzling technique. As you can see here, when the chocolate is too thick, or when you use the wrong technique, the end result can look very ordinary. At the end of the day, it all comes down to having chocolate with good fluidity, and applying good technique. I highly recommend practicing your technique drizzling the chocolate before applying directly onto the strawberry. For best results, use a small palette knife. If you don't have a palette knife, a rounded butter knife will do the trick nicely. Drizzle the chocolate using a fast back and forth action from fingers and wrist. Once you're confident you have your technique down pat, grab a strawberry and go for it. Be mindful that you don't have to move too much with each stroke. Speed is key here. Let the knife do the work and the chocolate will do its magic. Coming in at number 3. Not having enough chocolate on the base of the strawberry. This is an interesting one. I mean, what would you consider to be too much chocolate under the strawberry compared to not having enough? So I'll dip these strawberries a few different ways so you can see the difference each technique makes to the base. Using a rubber band for wiping the base is a popular method, so I'll include this as well. Here you can see what happens to the base when you wipe off too much chocolate. Compared to this one, which definitely looks more presentable. The decision to have more or less on the base really comes down to preference and what works best for you. However, if you're making these decadent treats as gifts for people and charging money for it, well, it's probably best not to skimp out too much on what everybody usually wants the most, which is of course, the chocolate. Number 2. Using water-based colors. The addition of water-based colors is where a lot of people get it wrong, and I'll show you why. Starting off with 2 lots of white Callebaut chocolate, both with the same amount. On the left we have a pink, oil-based powder, and on the right is a water-based food color. If you're not sure what water-based food color is, it's generally the one you can buy from pretty much any grocery store or supermarket and has water listed as the main ingredient. Now, I've only added a small amount of powder because unlike liquid or gel, powders are stronger in color because they are undiluted and therefore have a higher degree of active agent. Just look at the nice deep color achieved and, very importantly, notice the fluidity is not affected. So it's not hard to see why I have a preference for using oil-based powders in my videos. Now, let's see if we can achieve the same color with the water-based liquid. I'm just adding a little bit to start off with, and that's a point to note, that you should just add small amounts and then add more as you need it. You can always add more, but if you use too much, that's a whole different story. Notice the color isn't even close to the powder yet? I'll add a bit more here just to try and get the color a little bit deeper. And there we go. The water-based color has caused the chocolate to seize. And this is definitely not a result you want. If you want to try high-grade oil-based powders for yourself, click on the link below in the video description, for colormychocolate.com. A word of advice. Before you consider adding large amounts of coconut or vegetable oil which can help to save the seized chocolate, just know in advance that this option is not ideal. I would highly recommend starting from scratch with your chocolate instead, as the finished product in taste leaves much to be desired. Notice the difference now when a strawberry is dipped in each chocolate, and you'll be reminded once again that using water-based colors is just a really poor choice. You can see, the powdered colored chocolate has a nice smooth finish, and looks good to eat. On the other hand, the chocolate that was seized isn't so good. It is dull, with a grainy texture and appearance, and the taste has also been negatively affected. And finally, at number 1. Strawberry leaves drying out causes headaches for a lot of people. But, you'll be happy to know there's an easy fix. Here's a few pointers. When storing, keep the strawberries in the fridge, either in the plastic punnets, or covered with plastic wrap. Work fast, because the sooner you get the strawberries back into the fridge before and after dipping, the better they will be. Don't make too far in advance, as that can also contribute to the leaves wilting. If you buy your strawberries in plastic punnets, use these for storing. The punnets are actually designed to keep the strawberries fresher for longer, as the little holes in the container allow the air to circulate, and fruit to breathe. Here's a time-lapse of what happens to the strawberry leaves in just 2 hours, when left out at room temperature. Whether you have your strawberries out on display, or simply leaving them out for long periods whilst dipping, you really need to be mindful of just how quickly they can deteriorate in such a short amount of time. If you need help in any way, aside from watching my other videos, check out my ebook for how to dip chocolate-covered strawberries. Go to pipetshop.com. You will also find free printable template guides for the dividers, as well as access to Color My Chocolate products that I use in all my videos. And there's lots more. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.